It was the overdose deaths of 85 heroin users in this county that got the FBI involved with county and local police on the current effort. The heroin has gotten so cheap and plentiful and potent, it's now a popular alternative to prescription drugs with deadly results. Man, you know what it is. You know the price.
The white people, the white people, the white people, the white people, the white people.
See how the headline says Chevy Tahoe at the bottom? And that's a Chevy Tahoe in front of my building in 2014. But the article and the arrests were February 2018.
I got it set up. Yeah, that's what I was thinking to do. That's what I was thinking to do. I told her I already taped it. I got something to do for her. I told her, I said, see what you're going to do. I'm not throwing it back. I'm not throwing it back. Don't throw it down there no more. Where you going?
Where you have really no rights, and if they take you to court, you're going to be surprised, but I would say you'd probably lose. So I asked Pam McNair to come.
About to start shooting at these niggas. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. That's what I would do.
Recording everything. I got my neighbors as proof. Let's see. Let's see, because you're crazy. We all know, so let's see.
She by 2, she won't come the next day. But if she by 1, well, if she comes, she by 2, she won't come the next day. But if she by 1, she'll come every day. The trick is that to keep her. That's consistency happening whenever they call happening. 15, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. Oh, you said 15. Look, it's 2 for 15, man. You know what it is. You know the price.
20 minutes is almost up. I gotta run now. Wait till you see your video. Wait till you see what we have planned for you, bitch. Oh, the whole building. You really think you was gonna get away with that stupid shit you do? Your reality is altered.
Picked up in Yorktown, Cortland, and Peekskill for allegedly feeding a network of heroin users in quiet towns like Bedford, Mount Kisco, Croton-on-Hudson, Ossining, and Buchanan.
Well, you seem to be pretty convinced that everybody's picking on you.
She didn't want to give it to Allie because I'm black. She wanted to give it to black people.
Did you really just say that? Did you just say I don't want to give it to you because you're black?
Who are you talking to?
You just said I don't want to give it to you because you're black. You were speaking to me.
Okay, so whatever you want to roll with, roll with it.
Don't snap. Don't see. Y'all calling the police. No. She gonna call them on me, because I'm gonna knock her down.
With what? With the knife? Yeah. With the knife? With the knife that you found in the hallway. With the bread knife? Hey, something that hit my jaw. Let me call the cops.
Okay, stop for a second. I always related my bizarre, contentious relationship with the police department as having something to do with suing New York City for getting beaten up by this cop in 1993.
And here you guys tell stories about black unarmed people that have been killed by police officers, and then a week later,
disproportionate numbers.
Absolutely, and then a week later you report that the police officer is back on the force. It's very traumatizing. It's very traumatizing for me.
I didn't have a token. I went through the subway without paying, and she tapped me on the shoulder waited for a subway to come, take away a couple that was standing there, told me to walk to the end of the platform, pushed me against the wall, held my hair up over my head and kneed me in the side of the temple multiple times till I was unconscious with a black eye. So when Lena Waithe hears that story, she doesn't feel traumatized, probably. I have a sense of humor. I know it looks funny, the way my eyes look a little crazy. But I'm not filming myself. I'm literally holding the camera up to take a picture of a cop behind me because that's the mentality I took on after getting beaten up, and then the events that followed afterwards, along with nobody caring that it happened to me. It took a toll for sure, but I mean, it says a lot that nobody cared that that happened to me. At first I was careful about who I told. That's not true, actually. I would go back and forth from, feeling like I should be careful about talking about it to just wanting to broadcast from the top of a mountain. So I confided in my neighbors when I first met them, for example, or I confided in co-workers or people I knew when I was younger, because I was always expecting there would be somebody who would be like, oh my God, really? That happened to you? Well, guess what? My uncle works at, just always thinking somebody's going to say, oh my God, we can't let them get away with that. Ironically, the exact opposite happened. It seemed like I would confide in people I thought I not necessarily trust, but just I just had no idea people would find a way to, use it against me or embarrass me or fire me. I had a babysitting job with friends I knew from being 10 years old, and when I confided in them, that was a really long time ago, but I babysat that night, but then the next day they left a message on my machine and said, yeah, Martha's going to take over for a while, but thanks anyway. It always felt like there was a little asterisk next to my name or something, like they knew I was quote, the enemy, end quote. Which is why when I would give them a license plate of a heroin dealer coming to my apartment building every single day, delivering to the neighbors, it would take 4 years to even acknowledge this was going on. I guess they were arrested 4 years later, but what was going on during that 4 years? Were they narcs? Were they working with the police? All the things you could speculate about. But I gave them the license plate. They changed the T to Y, or they said the plate came back to nothing. I told them they were threatening to hurt me. But they make a point of saying, at no time does it ever seem like these, there are threats being made towards Miss Fortini.
No. I didn't
Hold
want
up.
to talk to her.
The day you was going off over there about the laundry, remember when I walked by and she said, did you tell him that you put the knife there? I said, let me go. Let me go.
He came to. He just lost it for a minute. And then I reminded him that he had nothing to do with it. But with you, he's, completely violent. Like he wants to throw you down the stairs.
I've seen it too.
They're talking about killing my dog.
She ain't scared no more. She ain't scared no more.
I want her to
be in another house. Yeah, I know.
You've been to a nutcase house 4 times.
Really?
You've been to a nut house.
Really? So you're going around telling people that? So that's how they treat me?
Listen.
Really? You know how I have to live with crap people doing that to me?
Crap. Are you serious? You sleep with your dog. Like.
Don't snap.
No, see, y'all calling the police.
No.
She gonna call them on me, because I'm gonna ready to knock her down.
You don't put things on some forum or whatever.
Okay.
You go to the management company or the police. That is what you do.
I will kill her.
I've listened to you, and I want you to listen to me for 1 minute.
I know, but the end of that was he said he would kill me. I'll stay on the phone with
I'm
you.
recording everything. I got my neighbors as proof. Let's see. Let's see, because you're crazy. We all know, so let's just see. Once the cops get here, they're going to be like, oh, it's her again? They're like, we've been here 4 different times for 4 different people.
Because he called the authorities, he got his story in first. That's how you play these things, to try to get in as least trouble, the smallest amount of trouble possible. He knew how to play this.
If you're being harassed, you contact the management company or the police. That's it. That's what adults do.
Is it affecting you? How does it affect you? Are the prostitutes, are they committing crimes against you? Probably not.
Oh, yeah. Put the stick down. Don't. Bitch, I will shove that thing so far down your motherfucking throat. You are lying. I never sold anything out of my apartment, ever.
Oh, really?
Okay, no. I don't
Because
sell.
I
sell pussy.
Because I spent
I
the
sell
past...
pussy. I sell pussy. I sell pussy. I sell pussy.
Okay? All the things that you have problems with.
When you accuse my son of stealing your raggedy ass bike parts when you drive a car.
The police hate you, everybody look at it.
Wait, what makes you say the police hate me?
They told you so.
What did they say?
They said that they don't want to bother them. They don't want them.
I rang your doorbell. I rang your doorbell.
You rang my doorbell.
And I said, Pam, my brakes are missing.
So what the fuck are you ringing my doorbell
I was
for?
asking.
Don't ask.
And up next, we explore the psychology behind why people call the cops when no crime is being committed.
Because he called the authorities, he got his story in first.
We walk for police. Yeah, I said she might call police. Yes, I call police.
Where people park, where the firemen park, all these things, ignore them for 30 days.
Where the firemen park? What are you talking about?
One of your videos I watched a couple of years ago was about when the firemen were up there for a fire call, and you started asking them, why do they have to park in these spaces and block these spaces?
That's not what it was. You misunderstood
I'm
that.
not, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
But it does.
But it doesn't matter. No, I just brought that up, but it doesn't matter right now.
You're going to shut up and you're listening, all right? You have been told it's a civil matter, okay? They don't make the fines. The people who run this complex make the fines. Okay? They're responsible for fining and not fining people. If they find that you're in violation, you get fined. If you have a problem with that, you take it up in small claims court with the building, not individual people who live in here. Okay? That's where you're wrong. Now, if you take it and file a claim against Hillcrest Park Management,
He wasn't on the management when
it
it started.
doesn't have nothing to do with management. He's a board member. He's elected by the people who live here.
The board told us to write a letter, we wrote a letter.
And I don't
face is crazy. But I know, I told the cops, I said, I don't even speak to the troll. Nobody does. No. I don't speak to her. Yeah, nobody does it. Punch her in her face, though.
No, it's not illegal. It's not illegal. It's not illegal.
Then we going to jail. But they know it's going to be because of her.
It's not illegal. It's what she doing.
But remember when Willowbrook was open? If I said you need it, they'd come and straight jack you and do a survey on your ass.
But it gets worse. It's not just a couple of felon heroin and crack dealers with the other neighbors conspiring that way, talking about committing their neighbor. I mean, they were threatening me, so I was videotaping them, hoping they would stop. And instead of just stopping, they wanted to keep coming after me. But it really gets scary when it wasn't just the heroin and crack felons. I gave that recording to the police where they threatened me a lot more than just what you heard there. And a few days later, this police woman showed up at my door with 2 people in tow from a wellness check type thing. It's on YouTube somewhere. I mean, I put up the whole recording. They were banging on the door, pushing the bell over and over again, and Glynis is in the background behind them saying, well, her car's there. I wonder where she is. So I just didn't open the door, but they slipped a card under my door, and I called the number about an hour later, and I recorded that phone call with this very nice woman who said that was the strangest arrangement for their services as she's ever seen in her life. And I told her what was going on, and she told me to stay safe.
Black people can't be their authentic selves with us.
If you were to ask, let's just say the Peekskill Police Department to reference that license plate number back to a Chevy Tahoe, it would go back to 2014 when they were making daily deliveries to my front door. And I wasn't as concerned about them as much as the people they were delivering to who were threatening to kill me. Even when the Reeves moved, they owned the apartment across the hall, so they rented to another woman who killed her own baby, who 27 years before, but who is in the recording saying, I'll beat her ass, I'll push her down the stairs. She knocks on my door. Because they were laughing that I had come to Glynis's door asking for help because Daniel had threatened to push me down the stairs. And they thought that was funny. But her son was also arrested. You know, that's someone that never gave me a hard time personally, so it's not like I want to get into it with every single person, but they were threatening me. Like, the mother was threatening me, and the son is a heroin dealer. I mean, it's in the newspaper, it's on the TV. Preet Bharara, the SDNY, which is, I guess, the FBI and Department of Justice. These people were on their radar, and everybody's laughing at me and not doing anything about anything and kicking me out of my home. Yeah, let's talk about police reform.
Only delusional people stand at their windows and doorways and record everything.
You mean prostitutes and people who threaten violence?
Everything.
Yeah, I do.
You've got nothing else to do.
I just want to point out that this woman, who I had never seen before, I heard her voice and barely saw her face, but they took her out like this unconscious. I don't know that she's even still alive.
Recording everything. I got my neighbors as proof. Let's see.
Even the cop that came to the door said, she needs to be put away. She needs to be Yeah, she does. I'm like, but you know what? If she was there, I wouldn't care. Because she sat up there and said to me, I heard you out here laughing and giggling. When somebody said, sorry. I know. Don't even worry about it. It's my fault. No, it's not. It's my fault.
here. Put your stick down. Bitch, I will shove that thing so far down your motherfucking throat. You are lying. I never sold anything out of my apartment, ever.
Oh, really?
Okay, no, I don't
Because
sell. I sell pussy.
Because I spent the
sell
past...
pussy. I sell pussy. I sell pussy. I sell pussy.
My neighbors were not an anomaly, no anomaly. Glynis put the knife there later one day after I had said I had had enough with all of the traffic and all the stuff that was going on. I think Daniel had threatened me for like the first or maybe the second time. And I said to her when we were still talking, that's it. I'm just going to call the police.
No.
Hold up. The day you was going off over there about the laundry, remember when I walked by and she said, did you tell him that you put the knife there? I said, let me go. Let me go.
I mean, I literally saw like a suitcase go into Glynis's apartment, with some shady people. And I mean, that was like heavy into it. So I did start calling. And I couldn't believe the police didn't care. So that was why I started videotaping a lot and uploading it. Not as public shaming as much as just how dare you say it's my imagination or not believe me. Or so it was like, you know what, let's make a record together.
I do? Yeah. And how do you know I'm talking about him?
Because you say his name and your neighbor, and you're filming it because you put it out.
No, we're talking about quality of life in the whole neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's right. So I'm still waiting to hear the proof.
That's Daniel Martin there talking to her. He died of an overdose in 2016, but I didn't know at that moment if he was going to charge me. This is before it became contentious between us because of her. She wanted him to beat me up. I mean, I have no doubt about that. He didn't even know my last name. He knew nothing about me. He didn't know I was YouTubing. He didn't know I was videotaping. She's a school teacher. So I'm not sure people understand. This is the wife of a condo board member. Someone who makes a lot of decisions, says, oh, you have to be fined $20 a day because you weren't parking in your parking spot. And they abused me with that position, and which was partly why I got drawn into this.
How can I find you? I'm not on
Dates
the board.
and times. Robin,
He's a board member. He's elected by the people who live here.
I filed a form on Friday, which is why they're doing this.
I don't care.
I can tell.
The board told us to write a letter, we wrote a letter.
You don't put things on some forum or whatever. Okay. You go to the management company or the police. That is what you do.
You can't call the cop for shit. You can't call the cop for shit. You can't call the cop for shit.
You can't do anything.
She's crazy. Yeah, well, yeah, she needs to be in another house. Yeah, I know. And I told her to her face, she's crazy. She's psycho. Period. It is what she's crazy and she needs medication.
Why was I their target? And so here she is whispering to the pimp and a heroin dealer, a known felon in the laundry room, warning him, letting him know.
I know.
Hi, you put that on YouTube too? Make it easier, I'll call the police now.
Why would you call the police? Because I came in here to do my laundry?
No, because you're filming me without my permission.
I came in to do my laundry and you're
with a camera?
Whispering?
Yes, because I'm having a private conversation with somebody that has nothing to do with you.
Oh, I thought it did. You said we were talking about you.
And if we were, has nothing to do with you. So go ahead and put that on YouTube now.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome, because I know you do.
I'm not really concerned about you.
I don't really give a hoot about you either.
Apparently you do.
Well, apparently you do, because you're the one that puts video clips on YouTube about people.
About my life?
You're the one, no, I don't think so.
Oh,
lies.
Who's else?
Lies.
Oh, thank Well, this is not actually yes, this is Renina Ortiz. Oh, my parents.
You can.
What's a prostitute number one?
Do you have the volume up loud enough that you can hear me? Because I'm sure that'll go on too.
What lies? One lie.
You put.
Go ahead, one lie.
That I have been harassing you for years.
Oh.
Tell me, what exactly have I done to harass you for years?
I met with the district attorney.
I mind my own business.
Because they keep calling us. They're the ones calling. Whatever's going on, they're the ones calling.
I have met with detectives.
You mean these neighbors that have been harassing me since 2006?
They're saying you've been harassing them. So
How is that? This is how I'm harassing them?
See, this is why I wanted to do this inside. Now you're getting loud.
I have no
Hey,
support.
listen, you're
I'm barely
dangerously
talking.
close for me locked up for being loud.
Yeah, you need
Alright,
to
which is why I wanted to do this inside. To stop that.
And you have to realize that we're investigating the point.
Okay.
We have neighbors. Do you want to take this inside now, or do you want to end up speaking too loud again? This.
Tell me, what exactly have I done to harass you for years?
What you need to worry about
Don't worry
to
about.
protect.
You just told me I was almost going to be arrested.
Yes.
You told me not to worry about it. You told me
I'm
I'm
telling you
borderline
not to
criminal.
worry about what they have to say. What you need to worry
Okay,
about is
what-
what you can do to not be in.
You acted like you wanted to fix it, and then you just called me a stupid whore.
Because you are.
I am?
You are.
I'm a
okay,
whore.
All right. No, you're not a whore. You're
Oh,
crazy.
okay.
You're crazy.
Oh, okay, that's
You're
better.
Crazy.
It's all on YouTube. That's why.
Exactly.
So I don't
Lies.
have to talk about it.
But there's
you,
there's
with
no-
Carol instigating these people to break down my door, pretending that my dog tried to bite them.
What? Let me tell you. Go house. I'm gonna kiss in my business. What you can do? I can do anything I want. Because her dog tried to bite me, so now I'm gonna let her know you got to get rid of that mother. Okay? That's what I want to let her know. Your dog got to go. And if your dog don't go, you go. Go.
Hey, what's up?
Explain.
Telling the police that I called you fat and having to be lectured by a cop like I'm a second grader because you were harassing me, have been.
But you still have
talking
not-
about
But
catching my dog
No, see,
to check his rabies.
And that's the proof that she listens.
The board has the right, because now they might be responsible. If something happens with that dog in this building, they might be responsible. You might want to bring that up to them. Dan has the dog, ask Dan. You might want to bring that up to them. Dan has the dog, ask Dan.
She has your conversations in your home up on YouTube with lies underneath it. Saying that you hire prostitutes.
Bitch, don't you ever talk to a motherfucking pimp like that, bitch. Disrespect a motherfucking man. Man, check your bitch before I stop you.
Because it's against the rules. We sent you a copy of the rules that said single cars are to park in the numbered parking spots.
Saying that you have something to do with the murder of your ex-girlfriend, hiding the car. Yeah, see, these are the lies that
And
she puts out on
if that's
YouTube.
true, why would you want to tell him that?
Because they're lies.
He threatened to put a hammer in my head.
That has nothing to do with me.
Only delusional people stand at their windows and doorways and record everything.
You mean prostitutes and people
No,
who
you
threaten
record
violence?
everything.
Yeah, I do.
You've got nothing else to do.
You
That's
live in a
not
world
real?
That's not real.
Oh, is that what's going on?
So I'll keep praying for you.
He threatened to put a hammer in my head.
That has nothing to do with me.
And you?
That's the way you treat
prostitute, and you go out of your way to tell him that I recorded him.
Yes, because you have no business
recording prostitutes.
And short of killing me, these people wanted to see me beat up. I was still young enough, or naive enough. I wasn't young, and was oblivious to just how far people will go. Like, they really do want to see you dead. So I was hearing stuff like this for the first time, and in my, previously childlike mind, I always thought everybody hoped for a happy ending. Like, I really believed that for like my first 50 years. And it's a rude awakening to realize people would rather not have a happy ending just because they're stupid.
You wrote it and I saw it. It doesn't matter. Now you're dealing with me.
If people don't seriously start realizing how dangerously close we are to losing our freedom of speech. You see how she says, you wrote it and I saw it. She's bent out of shape because I'd written a private note letter to Robin in that apartment they all just left. And Robin and her friend decided it would be fun to show them that I described how disgusting the conditions were in the building. But I was just trying to make the point with Robin that when they all sit on the stairs and make fun of me and call the police on me all the time and fine me for, parking for my dog, like they just come up with something. You can't use the swimming pool. Constantly being punished while the prostitutes use the swimming pool. I wish I could put that clip right here where the prostitutes are saying to Daniel, I love your pool. But yeah, that poor little boy in the background saying, Grandma, that's him, that's his father. They're mentioned in articles with, Southern District New York type level crime, Department of Justice, FBI picking him up. That's Glynis's boyfriend, I believe Bruce down below him in the newspaper. I mean, different articles, multiple articles. That's him. And it was almost like 10 years to the day. That was 2006. This was 2016. And I think that's an FBI arrest. But I always thought it was really weird that the lady behind Pam, Grandma, right there, turning around, she was a corrections officer in juvenile corrections. And you start to like put the pieces together, like not only her own, multi-generational family going in and out of jail, it like becomes a rite of passage, a way of life. All these cliches fit there. It's I can imagine her telling, his friends or, other kids his age in the community, I'll take care of your son, and that's why she becomes a minister. I can't make out every word here, but a couple of things that were very clear. The most important of which was she tried to kill herself, man. And it's really hard to hear, which is why I never really use this clip, because I don't know why anyone would ever look at anything I put up anyway, right? Because of all these years of putting stuff up, no one has ever had a conversation with me about any of this, only threats.
Why did it start? And I will.
I know why it started.
Why?
Oh, that little letter went under the door.
10 years of this.
You need to do something. Somebody needs to do something.
Oh, do we have to call the police again on you? Will you please get back on your medication so you don't drive everybody crazy?
They told a pimp in the laundry room that I was filming the prostitution. Daily prostitution.
Just so you know.
To try to get me beat up.
Where you have really no rights, and if they take you to court, you're going to be surprised, but I would say you'd probably lose. Anything else you want to add? You're on TV, you know.
I think it's a little, ridiculous.
You don't want me to sue you for your little Honda and your little condo. Don't mess with me.
I don't give a fuck. You can't call the cops for shit. You're a crazy bitch. Get the fuck away from my door. Simple as that. There ain't shit to talk about. Get the fuck away from my door, you crazy bitch.
Pam, Robin, Carol, Glynis, and Dolores. Sat on these stairs. I have video. I recorded that too.
You don't have
come home.
recording of
It's
my
on
wife saying a
YouTube.
word.
Thanking everyone for her Oscar. I have that too. Laughing their heads off. When I would come home after, I remember I started working at Mrs. Green. My first day, I was smelly, tired. My dog hadn't peed in 10 hours. And Princess Pam here decided that she didn't like my attitude, so she called the police and told them that my dog tried to bite them.
Anything else you want to add? Damn, I've never seen you so quiet.
Me either. Honorary benefit that contributed to the community.
Okay, so...
That contributed.
Okay.
To the community.
Okay, so... Okay.
Let me be the one to get you.
Okay.
Okay.
You've been in a nutcase house 4 times.
Really?
You've been to a nut house 4
Really? So you're going around telling people that? So that's how they treat me?
Listen.
Really? You know how I have to live with crap people doing that to me?
Crap. Are you serious? You sleep with your dog. Like,
These police officers are our family and our friends, okay? It took some of them to help a person like me get clean and better myself, change my life around, because I was out there doing drugs and alcohol.
Fuck that white bitch up, Nadia.
There's something in the ethics code about transactional disclosure.
We seized $1.2 million 100% pure heroin.
And in case you're wondering, this is what $1 million of heroin looks like.
That's not real?
That's not real.
Oh, is that what's going on?
So I'll keep praying for you.
No.
Hi. And put that on YouTube too? Make it easier, I'll call the police now.
Yes, hello, 911. I want to report my neighbor. I was just in the laundry room with the lights out, with one of the building pimps.
Objection, this is all hearsay, Your Honor.
No, I recorded it by accident. I just got a new phone and I didn't know how to turn it off.
Yeah.
So I texted her and said, are we still doing it? Because I ain't know nothing about it. The bitch is a lying motherfucker. That's what he said. Yeah, man. No, I know. It's all right. She gonna go around and fuck whoever she want. I just gotta be okay with that. I said, well, I'm just telling you to your face why I did that. You text me asking why I asked her that. That's why I asked her that. He said, no, man. It's cool. It's all right. I did like this. Hung up this shit. Fuck with me. I don't do it this way. Lord,
Because when did we stop being friends?
When did we ever start being friends? I was never your friend.
I'm sorry, when did we stop being civil neighbors?
When you turned crazy on me.
Oh, really?
When you slid a note under my door and then started videotaping everything that I do and started putting
Slid a note under your door asking you why all the women in this building are sitting on the stairs picking on me, which every second is on video.
Prove it, because you...
It's on video.
No, it's not. Well, if it
There's
is, then
too
it's
much
not.
to deal with.
There were some people in one of the buildings who you felt were ganging up on you.
What lies? One lie.
You put
Go ahead, one lie.
That I have been harassing you for years.
Oh.
How can I find you? I'm not on
Dates
the board.
and
I have
times.
no
Robin.
We seized $1.2 million worth of 100% pure heroin.
And in case you're wondering, this is what $1 million of heroin looks like.
I don't give a fuck. You can't call the cops for shit. You a crazy bitch. Get the fuck away from my door. Simple as that. There ain't shit to talk about. Get the fuck away from my door, you crazy bitch.
Well, you seem to be pretty convinced that everybody's picking on you.
I deal with criminal stuff, and you're borderline criminal. Okay? Which is why we're telling you to leave them alone.
Will you please get back on your medication?
You wrote it and I saw it. It doesn't matter. Now you dealing with me. Now you dealing with me.
And I've recorded them.
About hurting you.
The police hate you, everybody looking at you.
Wait, what makes you say the police hate me?
They told you so.
What did they say?
They said that they don't want to bother them. They don't want them. Because they keep calling us. They're the ones calling. Whatever's going on, they're the ones calling.
Because I'm not going to live my life like that. But today, this week, we're all right. Next week, you want me to trip on you. Because I'll snap.
I know.
Well, I'll snap.
No, that's what I do.
I usually don't snap.
No, see, y'all calling the police.
No.
She gonna call them on me, because I'm gonna ready to knock her down.
No.
Is that her?
The reason why I called police, I said she might call police. Yes, I called her.
I don't know anything about you getting beat up because I've never seen or heard anything of that.
Oh, really?
live
But
in
you
a
do
world
watch
that's
the
not
videos.
I come home, I go in my home, I leave, I go to work, I do nothing.
I used to do that
Shut
too.
up and let me talk, you
I used
crazy
to do that
whore.
too.
I have done nothing to you.
Tell me, what exactly have I done to harass you for years?
We're here investigating because we have to, but do you know what I mean? There's much more critical things we need to be doing than mediating problems between adults who can't get along. Okay?
To exactly what was going to take place out here in the parking lot.
Beat your ass, that's what.
So I asked Pam McNair to come. So why don't you come up, Pam, and bring your relatives with you?
We need another officer to the front door to help out.
Need another? Why would you fuck that, man? Fuck y'all police, nigga. Y'all can suck hardback dick, nigga. Fuck out of here, police ass.
Okay? That's where you're wrong. Now, if you take it and file a claim against Hillcrest Park Management,
To these people banging down my door, they did nothing, ever did nothing. So the question is, I gave a personal note, not to Carol, but just to educated school teachers who I thought I could read them and get an answer. What did I do to make you hate me, Robin? That's what that note said.
That's what started it.
And so why did she have to show that to other people?
Because she didn't like the content of what was in there.
It was none of your business who showed it to me.
It's none of my
I saw it. You wrote it and I saw it. It doesn't matter. Now you dealing with me. Now you dealing with me. Because you know what?
Because she didn't like the content of what was in there.
Oh, because she had to spread the hate, which turned into violence.
She's not violent.
When she's breaking through the door, she is, but...
No, I was here that day. But we're not getting into that right now.
But that is the point. She started all of this, just like Charles Manson didn't kill
she didn't.
Sharon Tate.
No.
But other people did.
We're the proud owners of another unit. I bought Unit 1F this morning. Oh, how's that? No, it's the board. We bought it for $1.
You'll get my waffle me, please.
So now we got 2J, 2P, 3K, 7G, 7K, 1F. Woo! We're gonna own the whole friggin' place, huh?
So I record this stuff because it's unbelievable to me now, even as I recount it 5 years later, 6 years, I don't even know how many years later. This went on for years. It started in 2006. And even when I got far away from there, just like desperately wanting to move somewhere else, they just found a way of trying to sabotage me and create setbacks. I mean, I think I had like $1,000 in the bank, and I was like, wow, maybe I could convince foster parenting that I am stable enough financially, able to, I really wanted to become a foster parent. And then the whole banging on the door thing started, and they want to take my dog away. These are people that want to take your kid away, and they don't just do it to me. They do it to each other, and it's like a way of life for so many people, black and white. And those are the kind of conversations we need to have. I mean, the fact that the police would entertain people who have felony arrests and yet somehow keep their registered nurse license. All of these questions that I have no interest in answering or knowing any more about. I want to know why the F was I put through that. And I've given up on any remedy, any reparations, other than the knowledge, the understanding, which I'm pretty sure is already like, yeah, it didn't have to happen. But that's why I put so much energy and effort into trying to get to the bottom of something that people tell me, just let it go. Just get on with your life. I have no more life to get on with. And I'm almost beyond anger and fury. But I still want to know.
Where you have really no rights, and if they take you to court, you're going to be surprised, but I would say you'd probably lose.
You mean these neighbors that have been harassing me since 2006?
They're saying you've been harassing them. So
How is that? This is how I'm harassing them?
See, this is why I wanted to do this inside. Now you're getting loud.
I have no
Hey,
support.
listen, you're dangerously close for me locked up for being loud.
Yeah, you need to
Alright, which is
drop.
why I wanted to do this inside. To stop that.
And you have to realize that we're investigating the point.
Okay.
We have neighbors. Do you want to take this inside now, or do you want to end up speaking too loud again? This.
And Peekskill police don't intimidate anybody, let alone their own citizens. I'm sticking up for them. The people that think they were intimidated, let them come here and tell it. I'd like to hear from them, but it's just not true.
Lies that damage someone's reputation.
The letter under my door talking about how the mailman goes by when you say letter. That's funny, right?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Okay, so I shoved a note under your door.
You shoved a note under
What did
my
the note
door.
say?
First of all, it was long
Do you still have the note? I would have kept it.
Unfortunately, I can't sue you for slander.
Then you could have
so you can
just go
You tell
on.
all of us that.
Everybody
because
knows.
It was in all the newspapers.
Everybody knows what you're about.
It was in all the new. Everybody knows what I'm about.
I met with your district attorney.
What you can do? I can do anything I want.
We just couldn't honor everybody.
Guess what? Carol, Robin, Dolores, Pam, Glennis doesn't have anything to do with it.
You're a lying fucking bitch, and I'm gonna fuck you up. Don't, yeah, put the stick down. Don't, bitch. I will shove that thing so far down your motherfucking throat.
Lies that damage someone's reputation.
Call the police, 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 call the police.
You can't both talk at the same time. People can't watch it on TV.